What's going on, everybody? This Afro Think Tank. Asian lady said she needs the Black Joy. Not the Black Joy stick, but the Black Joy in general. I totally understand. Everybody really needs the Black Joy. I mean, Black Joy is something that cannot be duplicated by anybody who's not black. All right? But it's probably the most infectious thing in this three-dimensional plane is Black Joy, African joy. You see, black people, we know how to enjoy. And I swear that pisses off people that hate us. They hate that no matter what's going on in the world, we will enjoy. Because here's the thing, which everybody who's not black need to understand, is right. There's all these little religions that y'all follow, right? All these things that y'all follow, it all comes from us, right? But the thing is, by the time it done got to y'all, it's been perverted, chopped and screwed, smashed and remixed so much that there's absolutely no joy in it. Even though they claim to bring you joy if you practice these religions. It claims to bring you peace and tranquility if you bring these religions. But it has done, by the time it got to you, by the time the game telephone, by the time the word done changed a million trillion times, done got to you, it no longer became joy, it became restriction. It became restriction. It stopped you from living because now you got all these rules saying you can't actually live your life. You can't actually embrace the feelings you feel. You can't do the things that inspire you. It becomes a restriction. Everything about your religion becomes restriction. And then the nerve of you and your restriction to try to impose that restriction on everybody else. And if they don't accept your restrictions, then you have the right to kill them. Because that's a great idea to convince someone to, to practice your restriction that y'all call religion, right? But the thing is, we, black people, when you go all the way down, you take the hundreds, you take the thousands of years it take to deconstruct, to dismantle all this shit, and you take that shit back to its original creator, the African. At the end of the day, we are in fact the spirit. We're well beyond what you call that Bible. We're well beyond what you call that Quran. We're well beyond what you call that Torah. We're well beyond Buddhism. We're well beyond Hinduism. All that stuff is just stuff that was made up from people who kind of remembered what it is that the original looked like. That's the African in our spirit. You see, we are this, but we don't live a book. We are the book. All right? And since we are the book, we embrace and enjoy this planet. This planet is our papyrus. All right? This experience is our scrolls. You understand? The earth is our paper that we write on through our experiences. And one thing we practice, right, is joy. We don't just talk about it. We do it. That's why, if you notice, African cultural consistency, we dance. Why do we dance? Because dancing is a part of the rhythm of Earth. The circadian rhythm of Mother Earth. We understand that. We are dancing and celebrating our connection with Earth and nature. When we dance, when a woman dances for a man, she's showing her connection with vibration and rhythm. And that, in turn, attracts the man to that woman. The woman, the black woman's body is like a frozen vibration, as her curves are vibrations. You understand what I mean? Her curves are a rhythm all in by itself, right? When we sing, we are tapping into quantum physics. We are tapping into the liquid of reality, and we're singing. And we're utilizing the vibration, which is the math of existence. The math of existence is vibration down to quantum physics. We are manipulating that and controlling emotions of the people around. Can you imagine for a second, right? I want you to just imagine this, right? You go back thousands of years and imagine a choir, a black choir, right? But see, we're not using Jesus. There's no Jesus choir. It's not a gospel choir. This is a bunch of black women who can sing. We always can sing. For hundreds of thousands of years, we sing together like this. This is cultural consistency, right? Imagine white Europeans or Asians or Indians, right? Traveling, right? And in their cultures, they don't do what we do. They don't sing. They don't crack they don't crack reality like we do with our voice, right? They don't dance even like we do. The only people that come close are the Indians who dance, right? But they don't sing like us. They be trying, but that's what hurts me so much about Indians. Indians are like they're like us, but we know they come from us. They're our children, but they're the baddest fucking children we got. They're the most racist, ungrateful, piece of shit ass kids we got. And it makes no sense why they disrespect us the way they do when you can clearly tell everything about them that they're proud of that they got from us, right? But imagine them coming to Africa, maybe on a trade route or something, and seeing 5 or 6 black Africans sing. You would call them angels. It would sound like a miracle. It would be something you've never heard in your life. You would write stories about it. You would write fables about it. You would say, these are goddesses. Imagine if you saw 100 people lining up dancing with their feathers and their beautiful clothing. You would say you went to some magical land of Narnia and you saw these magical people. You would create a Middle Earth. You know how white people got that Middle Earth? You know, that false history that they have to play with because they ain't got no real history? You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like that King Arthur shit they want you to believe is real, but it's not really real. That type of shit, right? And then they had the Age of Man. That's when all that shit disappeared and they came to somewhat called reality, which they still don't live in, right? If they were to see that, they would think that they was on another planet, that they were meeting God and goddesses from a different realm. They would worship us. Isn't that what the Greeks did? Didn't the Greeks worship us? The Greeks saw our construction of our buildings. They saw us set up societies. They saw us sing. They saw us dance. They saw us having a good time because, we come from the land of milk and honey. All of Africa is the land of milk and honey. You see, one thing we didn't have to fight for in Africa is resources because God and that sun that they have to run away from, the Arabs and the white folk and the light Asian Han Chinese, you see, the sun provides for us Africans. The sun provides for us. The sun loves us. That sun in the sky loves us. And we are made of the same thing as that sun in real life. Literal, the sun, which is a portal to the rest of the universe, right? The actual sun I'm talking about, right? So where we're from, the sun has provided us with everything we need. So when we fought for regular human reasons, but hunger was not one of them. We had abundance. So we had time, right? We had time to not fight each other and build civilization. We had time to build complex society. We had time to enjoy ourselves. We like to dance, sing, we make jokes, we crack jokes. We have fun. We don't let tragedy slow down our joy because that's the point of being here. If you miss the point, why are you here? Black folks never miss the point in life. We don't miss the point. Listen, even when we were at our lowest, when we were enslaved by those savage Anglo-Saxon barbarians on them slave plantations, we still found joy. Because that's the one thing that's never been stolen from an African is joy. That's the one thing they could never steal from us is our joy. They never could steal it. And it makes them so fucking mad. They even come up with words to try to snatch the joy out of us. Why do you think they want to call us nigger? Why do you think that white folks got trigger words? Because at that moment, they make us forget about our joy. And we go ballistic. That's why that word has so much power, nigga. But now that word don't even got no power because our joy overrules it. White folks get so upset when they see us black folks having a good time, even though it's hard times. They don't understand it because when white folks have a hard time, everything about their life is hard. There's nothing good, fun, nothing. They just in depressive mode, right? And then they compound that. And then they add all the other little bad things that happen in life onto the situation. And then before you know it, they snap. Asian people, same way. Culturally, joy seems to be the opposite of shit they like to do. They're very precise and this and that, but they don't seem to like to having fun. Muslims, They've created this weird religion where having fun is almost illegal. Don't dance, don't sing, don't do this, don't do that. But everybody wants to do it though. They take the thing that everybody naturally wants to do, that circadian rhythm that the earth gives you, because all of you non-black people are our children. That means inside your body somewhere there is joy, right? That your culture is suppressing inside of you. Because all of you belong to us. That means that somewhere in there, in your DNA, there's an activated joy molecule that's just vibrating like this, right? But your culture that you guys have manifested has suppressed it. That's why if you ever see a white person come to a black event, right? And they sit down there first, they may eat some joyous food. Food we cook with joy. They lose their dick. The goddamn eyes go in the back of their head. They have been transformed through their taste buds to another realm. And then after they finish eating and catching the itis, because they're going to get the itis, all right? You got to recover from that shit. Then, when it's time to dance, and they get, and that little teeny weeny little molecule in their body get to come out, when black folks, when that auntie says, come on, baby, or when one of them nieces with the big bum grab up the one little weird white guy and bring him up on the dance floor because he ain't want to dance. Because you going to dance. See, in black culture, you will dance. In African culture, you will. There is no you not dancing. You will vibrate. You will vibrate or else. See, that's one thing. We will make you have joy. You don't have choices. You will have joy. And when you get up reluctantly to dance, all of a sudden something just bow. And white folks have the best time. If you want to see a white person have the best time of their life, watch them hang out with black people. Watch them hang out with black people when they ain't got other white people around, where they got to pretend like they're racist, where they got to pretend like they're prejudiced. Watch them when they get to hang out with black people, when they don't have to, when they don't dip into their insecurities and their jealousies, and they just enjoy and embrace the moment. Because we live in the moment. You see, the past is something we create right now. The future, it ain't here yet, right? We create the future by our present action, and then that becomes the past. That's why black people can sit underneath a tree all day long and not waste any time. We don't waste time. We create time. Black folks have been knowing this for thousands of years, while white culture says you need to hustle, hustle, hustle for some future that ain't even got here yet. Hustle, 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 and you get your joy in the future. In African society, we get our joy right now. No matter what. It don't matter. We're going to get our joy. That's why if you look at an African funeral, it confuses you because it looks like it's a goddamn wedding procession. No, because we're going to enjoy now. All right? We're going to cry. We have those emotions. We're going to be sad. We're going to miss our relatives who have moved back to life, back home. That's why we say they're going back home, because home is not here. This is a temporary place. We all decided to come here to experience different elements of duality. You understand? As awesome as that damn video game is that we're playing here, this ain't us. All right? Home is somewhere else. And Africans, throughout all of things that you may consider religions and spiritual systems in Africa, we've already figured that out. We've already figured out. We've already had many hundreds, thousands, millions of Africans who have died and came back to life to tell us the story of the other side. We know the story. We know that we are a unified spirit that has individual, we're fractals of what you call God, having experiences down here for God's sake. He experiences duality through us. We know that. That's why you shouldn't take life too seriously. You take it seriously, yes, but you shouldn't take it too seriously. And the things that you do here, and the troubles and the dramas that you go through here in life, are things that you already agreed that you were going to go through, because it's a learning experience. Because on the other side, everything's perfect. You can't learn everything when everything's perfect. You can't learn everything when you know everything. But to come to a place where you don't know everything, where you can be yourself and express yourself amongst duality, something different from you, hardship, suffering, all those are blessings in disguise, literally. So yes, we go through those emotions, but at the same time we have joy. Joy and love is what everything is made out of. That's why when you see African people practice other people's religions, we infuse real soul into it, real joy into it, real love into it. That's why our Christianity looks different from white people's Christianity. It looks different from everybody else's Christianity. That's why our Islam looks different from everybody else's Islam. Because we are the spirit. That's the difference. We are in fact the spirit. So anything we touch is going to become spiritual. Anything we do is going to become spiritual. Every action we take is spiritual. And that's the joy. Because joy is happiness and love. And people get so upset when they can't break that on us. And when you have joy, happiness, and love, nothing can defeat you. That's why we're so good at coping with any situation we're in. Because we have our love. We have our joy. And other people who still have it is in there. Because you, like I said, all of y'all are children. But your cultures have suppressed it. And the only time you guys are reminded that you have it is when you are in front of the spirit itself. And when the spirit is so strong, you can't help but that molecule to just come out. And that's where the powers that be try to control. They try to control our joy. That's why they control the black message, the black word, the black song, the black dance. Because they have to modify it and use that weapon, because it is a weapon. They use it against us. They use it against y'all. If they control it and we don't control it, we can't use it for what it's really meant for. You understand? So yes, the world does need more black joy. You will be happier. All you would have to do is get rid of some of that jealousy. Get rid of some of that envy. And just be like, hey, you know, they at least allow me to participate. They gas me up when I do my best. Think about it, don't we? Do we ever make fun of white people for not being able to dance? In a malicious way? No, we always make fun of them, but we gas them up. Do we ever make fun of anybody for not being able to meet the standards of our spirit? No. We celebrate them for attempting it. And the closer they get, the more we celebrate. Because we are the spirit. Okay? But anyway, without further ado, right? Let's quickly listen to this Asian lady talk about how she needs the black joy. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something. Teach something. I'm out.
I need some black joy. The fact that black joy even exists as a concept in the world is miraculous to me. Asians are no good at joy. We are good at working hard and being diligent and doing our best, but not joy. Colonizers too. Rich lives, no joy. We should never have hooked our stars to theirs. But black people, especially black Americans, are the best at joy. You've turned it into an art form. I know it came from terrible hardship that you've turned into soul and then into joy. And we, Chinese people, we just turn that hardship into more hard work. But I know you can't give it to us. We have to go out and earn it for ourselves just like you did. Joy is a puzzle for every human being, and it's not free. When I ask my black friends where their joy comes from, they inevitably shake their heads and just repeat, you can't let them take it away from you. That's what it's not. But what is black joy? Can you tell me?
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.